Hey, this is Mark, and this is a video for all the neurotypical wives out here. I want to talk about the secret meaning behind I love you when said by your ASD husband. If you're in a relationship with an autistic person, you may have asked yourself this question: does he really love me, or is he just saying the words? Or the opposite: why doesn't he ever say I love you, even though he stays and shows up and seems to be committed? So today we're going to talk about something that's rarely explained clearly and almost never explained compassionately. What I love you actually means when it comes from an autistic person. And I want to say this right up front. This video is not about excusing emotional neglect. It's not about lowering your standards as an NT wife. And it's not about telling you to accept less than you deserve. This is about translation, because an autistic person speaks love in a different emotional language, and most NT partners were never given the dictionary. So let's talk about why I love you is harder than it looks. For many autistic adults, the phrase I love you is not casual language. It's a social reflex. It's a romantic performance. It's not something you say because the moment expects it. Instead, it's treated like a statement of fact. And facts, to an autistic mind, are dangerous if they're not absolutely true. So when an autistic person says, I love you, they're often thinking, do I mean this literally? Is this stable and consistent over time? Am I committing myself permanently by saying this? What obligations am I now taking on? That's a lot of weight for 3 words, which is why some autistic people say it very late, say it very rarely, or say it once and assume it stands forever. To them, repeating it can feel redundant or even dishonest if nothing has changed in the relationship. So let's talk about why they say it once and never again. This is where many NT partners get hurt. You may remember the moment very clearly. He said, I love you. You felt hope, relief, connection, and then silence. No repetition, no reinforcement, no emotional follow-up. And you start thinking, did it stop? Did I imagine it? Why won't he say it again? Okay, so here's the translation that's rarely offered. Most autistic people believe that once something is stated as true, it remains true unless explicitly revoked. In their mind, saying it again doesn't increase the truth. Saying it often doesn't deepen the meaning. Saying it emotionally doesn't make it more accurate. They believe their presence, their routine, their loyalty, or their consistency is the real proof. Unfortunately, that doesn't meet most neurotypical emotional needs, and that mismatch can create profound loneliness in the relationship. Now let's talk about when I love you means I'm safe with you. Here's something most neurotypicals don't realize. For an autistic person, love is often less about emotion and more about safety. So when they say I love you, what they're really saying is, you're predictable. You're not overwhelming. You don't force me to perform. I can unmask around you. I don't have to constantly defend myself with you. That may not be poetic, but it's profound. To an autistic nervous system, safety is intimacy. And choosing someone as a safe person is not casual, it's rare. They have often not been safe in times past. Now, let's talk about why I love you often lacks emotion or warmth. Many NT wives say, well, he says I love you, but it feels flat. This isn't indifference, it's a neurology. Autistic people often experience alexithymia, which is difficulty identifying or expressing emotions, emotional intensity without emotional language, shut down under emotional pressure, and fear of saying something wrong. So when they say I love you, it may come out monotone, brief, unembellished, boring, robotic, and even without eye contact. Not because their love is weak, but because expressing emotion and feeling emotion are 2 different processes. One can be present while the other struggles. Now let's talk about when I love you is shown but not spoken. Many autistic spouses communicate love through actions, not words. So you as the NT might notice things like, he stays when it's hard, he doesn't cheat, he keeps routine stable, he fixes problems quietly, he shows loyalty without drama, he seems committed long term. To the autistic person, all those things are love. But here's the hard truth I need to say clearly. Consistency is not the same as emotional connection. Reliability is not the same as emotional attunement. And commitment alone does not meet relational needs. So understanding autistic love should never mean silencing your own. Now let's talk about what I love you does not automatically mean. This part matters. When an autistic partner says I love you, it does not automatically mean they know how to meet your emotional needs. They understand emotional reciprocity. They recognize emotional neglect. They will intuit your inner world, and they can express love in ways you need without guidance. Love does not equal skill, and love does not replace relationship work. So now let's talk about what healthy translation looks like. A healthy relationship doesn't rely on guessing. It relies on explicit translation. That may sound like, when you say I love you, this is what it means to you. When I don't hear it or feel warmth, this is what happens inside me. Here are the behaviors that help me feel loved. Here is what is unrealistic for me to expect you to intuit. So love across neurotypes requires clarity, not assumption. So here's the big takeaway I want you to leave with. When an autistic person says I love you, it often means I have chosen you, I feel safe with you, I am committed to you, and I am not leaving you. But if you are starving emotionally, that still doesn't matter much. Understanding the meaning of their love does not mean ignoring your own needs, but both truths can coexist. And if this video helped put language to something you felt but couldn't explain, you're not alone. Please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's trying to understand a neurodiverse relationship more clearly. And remember, love isn't just about intention, it's about impact. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again real soon. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you.